Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here in Gridania, in front of our recently reacquired airship. So, Sid, what needs to be done? It comes me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. I bear good news. The Theseus have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from our talents, it must needs be soon. Though I'm no expert on the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest apt to turn proud trees into matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if a tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it. There must be a way. A way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements? But of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of corrupted crystals, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see, you propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of a barrier. It seems so childishly simple in that respect. Though maybe not to you. We speak of a manifestation of over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been a cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energy, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could, theoretically, use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected ether comprising Garuda's barrier into ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lumbertaint, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marquez met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was as a result of these conversations that poor Marquez was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Desiree, I need you to return to Fanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Okay, as nice as this idea is, I hated the quest. So first to Camp Drybone. Everything alright? No, he's dead, okay. Why, yes, I am, Professor Lamberton. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow woman of science. Ah, so rare is it to find a fellow intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociably, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity toward the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wish not to conduct field observation, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? It cuts, woman. At least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. I most certainly do not. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. If you bring me a suitable vessel, say a common clay pot, I shall coat it with an alchemical sealant of mine own design. Simply store the crystal you seek within this pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Where you might find a clay pot? Well, I'm hardly a merchant, but surely some fellow at the Golden Bazaar has some for sale. And the Golden Bazaar is this area up here. Sounds incredibly impressive a name, but and there is a merchant. Merchant, do you have a pot for me? You get a pot, and you get a pot. Everyone gets a pot. Sorry, I get a bit carried away when disposing of old merchandise. Anyway, take my pot, please. And not taking it back. Okay. Fascinating, even accounting for the unusually strong etheric currents in this region, the crystalline formations are... Oh, you've returned. Any luck finding a pot like I suggested? Here's a pot. Well, this is indeed an unremarkable piece of rubbish, but for our purposes, it shall suffice. With a liberal application of my chemical sealant, the sorry excuse for earthenware will be reborn as a corrupted crystal containment device. Now, observe as this scholar skillfully, almost dropped that, skillfully coats the interior of his pot just so. There, it's finished. You no longer need fear the crystal's transformative energies. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, I would now have you take the watered pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Who are you? It appears my well-oiled machine malfunctioned. Perhaps the lever requires a tad more jostling, and oil, much more oil. Did we lose? I suppose tonight he'll be wanting to recalibrate his lever. Lever, it's all he can think about. People are taken from their families, livelihoods destroyed. If a captain were just so handsome, I'd leave him this instant. How many times must I made to explain myself? I'm not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I've chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. I was told you can help me with this. What have we here? A containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lamberton. You thieving knave, I shall call for... Oh, made especially for you by the man himself? Then you must have sought me out per his instructions, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanation. At last, the recognition I am so rightfully deserve. Of prep joyous day, Kahoo Kala. that I should be chosen to guide this woman. Yes, I, Hahasaka, greatest of Professor Lamberton's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from a burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect piece will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths. Amid the flowing waters and the murderous Mirrorites lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced research tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it in the watered pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of a burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. Hello, Kazakcha. You get to know that guy if you play a Black Mage, by the way. Mirror Knights, leave me in peace, Mirror Knight. See past. Down here. So you can reach. Ah, he goes from behind it. It would not be a lie to say that this sledgehammer was made for harvesting corrupted crystals. That's again one of the ARR nonsense things when you have to click the same point 3 times. So I used the hammer, now use the pot. Now we can. I see you've come galloping back. Have you a crystal one? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lamberton will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. You told me where it is, huh? Okay, back to Professor Lamberton. My keen scholar sense tells me we have obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? You're right, Professor. If you'd grant me a moment to examine the crystal, it is as you desired, a corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would never have sent you to Hahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, woman, you now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the various studies conducted by the students of Baldessian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equal, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You're still a corrupted crystal to find. Yeah. We harvested the wrong crystal. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Seana, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lanosea. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lanosea was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial custom. Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Lanosea. Pharaoh Sirius on the Isles of Umbra, to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamut's talents or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she's still in Aleport attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Seana's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent base of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift watered pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. Okay, Lanosea. Aleport. Huh? Corrupted crystals? Madame, I have no interest in being the butt of your jokes. If you have no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. Here, I have a pot from the professor. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lamberton did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems you got off on the wrong foot. I'm Seana, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I'm an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, God, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. Surecast. Okay, probably not pirates. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharaoh Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I have yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subject of my questioning. Maybe you should be a bit more concise? Mayhap you will have better luck wresting information from these yellow jackets? I've all but given up at this point. Not here. Ah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this, what with all the fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra. Bloody hells, Lars, are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing but death, death and more death. The Isles of Umbra? What interest have you in that godforsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Sirius, the Isles have become not more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Desiree, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That's a very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment. Well, I gave her my thoughts. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thoughts, and I've concluded that this tale of spirits is not more than a local folktale. As for why all travels to the Isles are restricted, well, maybe it's considered too dangerous owing to the abandonment of Pharaoh Sirius? Yes, well, anyway, while you are questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as how he obtained permission. Might having a chat with him instead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. It is that man in there. I have to go back. She calls to me. Sings to me. Tell me, Midor, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Oh, could you release me? Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. A brilliant feather reflects light as if it were actually made of gold. Is Midor already here? No. What did Skyphone have to say? Not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. But what was that about a man named Medora? Wait, I know that man. That's the bastard who grabbed my ass the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him and his wandering hands. Never initiate, are you? No? What are you? Speak up, Missy. I can't hear you. Bugger me. Is that what I think it is? Nah, couldn't be. You found this, you say. Where do you say you found it? Scaffrin, you say. Was hoping to have a word with a lad, but it sounds like there's not left betwixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Pharaoh Sirius, he was. Company sent me to supervise for a lot of them. Went getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, half of them up and vanished. Yes, those are 3 halves. What's that? You've been looking for passage through the Isle of Umber? Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of a little old Mimidor. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some salt swords and let them sort it out. But you do it in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see you back and there and back. But before we do, we talk to Sienna once more. So you went and had a word with Midor. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. How about a permission for passage? You mean that disgusting creature was Skyphon's superior? I find that hard to believe, but that writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say it's a relief to work with such an industrious woman as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra, without me. Why without you? Fine, fine. I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 as my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Take me to the Isles of Umbra, she bids. As if it's as simple as a... Oh, I see you got a word of passage. Alright then, climb aboard. Sienna? This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but... Oh, the hells with this. Here, take this pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So this isn't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. Back of the aisle. Coward. David. Beg pardons, madam, but how did you come here? Access to this island is currently restricted. An old pot? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. You wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. So... The writ Master Midoa gave you may grant you access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. I can't. When that giant mass of crystals struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Contrary to what small folk would have you believe, the fires of Pharaoh Sirius were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased since rumors of a walking dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumors are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance at the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal. Help me unravel this mystery, and I bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of free adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. The distance? Pharaoh Sirius is actually a huge thing here, going all the way over there. Yeah, it's hot. You can't even see all of it from here. You saw them too, right? Dead people? Just shambling about without a care in the world, except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling toward the water. Gods, that voice, that single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Still clear of the southern shore, stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist. It's all there for the taking. 5 bleeding years worth of wrecks and their cargo. But those queer dead things and that voice... Actually, the voice was quite nice. Okay. This talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar. As if... But that's impossible, they're all dead, aren't they? Yeah. Water, alluring voice. It's a siren. But if they have returned, that mean... Oh, beg your pardon, I was just thinking of something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mendoa would be arriving any moment. Apparently, he grew frustrated waiting for the sweet young lass with skin as soft as phoenix down to return, which I'm assuming is you. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. What's been keeping you in this shit? I ain't getting younger, you know. Huh? Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk what wander near the ship graveyard, and it's stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hell, this takes me back to my days as a cannon boy, sailing on the old Mistbeard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Bah, they bloody would, though, wouldn't they, brazen old biddies? Some folks said that the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in my bones that this day would come. And come it has. I bet me bum ear a siren's behind all this. Nay, not one of a sanguine variety in it. I speak of the other kind, them what got feathers and allure sailors to a watery grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. No, drowning's just the start. See, even in death a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish on me worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Anyhow, 'tis upon us to stop this hellspawn hussy afore she takes another soul. 'Cause we can't send you marching off to war without these. The sirens don't have no power over a man that can't hear a song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair. And lucky for both of us I'm a superstitious old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we'd best head to her. To a ship graveyard, Nishet. If she passes near the shore, she should spy the campfire and come looking, just a matter of waiting now. I'm beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Wait, did you hear that? 'Tis her. Yeah, there she is. Look! Out of the water! She's come! Nishat, she's come! Quick, lass, shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. Soon as she realizes you're deaf to her ditties, she'll call on her thralls and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it. Either embrace mine everything, all. True love spurned, your cruelty's reward. Misclicked. Start. Cast out callous soul, dead to desire. Spare, mournful mistress, distress. Melody, last breath of death, the rhyme, dost thou not relent? Regret, forever alone. My love, a river, one look, soul shiver. No more dark eclipse the heart. Ah, someone is fighting with dead here. Am I alright? I'm better than that initiate. Happy as a sailor in the walls, I am. Cause I'd be happy as a sailor with two words if we got it with songstress. But you can't have everything, can you? She's not come croning around here again, though. Not for a while, anyway. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for the help, Bagami. I've clean forgot your name. Remind me. Desiree? Don't recall having no initiate by that name. But if you're not me old maid, or was its name, why have you been so bloody helpful? Never mind. Be seeing you, lassie. Okay, one thing I wanted to show before we return to David. Down here, in that corner. Back there. The magic pot. Give me an elixir. Opens a shop where you can exchange high elixirs and high elixirs against 2 minions. Yeah, but as you can see, I don't have an elixir right now. So, back to David. You mean it was a siren? But how were you able to resist her song? I see. I've heard that Master Midora was involved in the first purge, but I've never actually... Having survived an ordeal like that. I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I've got something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within the pot, just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. Okay, and deliver it to Sayana. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, Desiree. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say, and more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Yes, and with a crystal. The conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive, very impressive indeed. Yes, I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Desiree. Seldom, if ever, have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire, aspected Eva. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice, aspected Eva, to counteract the effects of a raging wind? Well, this specimen won't help you there. Anyone know anything about the elements could tell you that. You just have to keep looking, I suppose. Yeah. 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 And I think I end this episode here. I told you this is a bit annoying. Until next time, we hopefully find the right crystal. I am Mace, and don't get lost.